Hi everybody, I'm Philip VanDusen, and today I'm going to talk to you about 12 steps in starting a newsletter. On this channel, I share insights on strategic branding and graphic design for entrepreneurs, designers, and creative professionals. And today I'm going to talk about something just a little bit different. I'm going to talk about 12 steps in how to start a newsletter. I started a newsletter last year. It's called MUSE, and you can subscribe on my website or there's a link in the description below. But it's been an amazing experience for me, and I've been able to develop a large audience very quickly. And one of the great things about newsletters, it's a fantastic way to get your name out there so you can be recognized and remembered, which are two very important things in personal branding. It also will attract people to you to follow you on your other social channels as well, and to follow your career and stay in touch with you. It's a great way also to establish yourself as a thought leader in your category or your niche. And it forces you to continually develop content on a regular basis. And to do that, you have to regularly capture inspiration and ideas. So it's a great way to kind of flex and maintain the strength of that creativity muscle. So let's jump right into it. The 12 steps to starting a newsletter. Number 1, you have to make the decision to try. It's really hard to put yourself out there. It's scary to expose yourself to judgment. And the first thing you have to do in starting a newsletter is you have to get over that fear and you have to make the decision to try it. Number 2, you have to decide what you're going to do. So what is it that you have inside yourself, your knowledge, your skills that you have to offer that's going to be of value to other people? You have to make the decision about what it is that you're going to share. Number 3 is, who are you going to target? Who's your audience? Who's your customer? Who's your avatar? What do they want and need? What do they value? You have to find that intersection of what it is that you're passionate about and what it is that they value and need, and make sure that you're serving it up to them in a way that's going to be of value to them. So whether you're passionate about design or branding, illustration, retouching, user experience, guitar, physical products, whatever it is, you want to find a customer avatar that's going to value that, and then you want to make sure that your expertise aligns with what they value and want. Number 4, you have to decide what the end result is that you want. Are you looking for followers in social media? Are you looking for subscribers to your newsletter? Are you looking for people to sign up on your email list? Are you looking for new business, new jobs? Are you looking just to be popular? Are you looking for top-of-mind recall? Are you looking for, an elevated level of credibility? All those things are going to affect the decisions you make about the type of content you serve up, who you serve it up to, how you do it, how often you do it. So think about what it is that the result is that you want to get out of doing a newsletter. Number 5, you got to decide on a platform. What I mean by platform is, online services like MailChimp or eWeber or ConvertKit. These are email service providers. And you really have to have a service provider because you can't send out, emails to 1,000 people from a private account because a lot of times they'll get flagged as spam. So you really have to use a professional email provider. And one of the great things about doing that is that they offer up templates that make designing really easy. And they also are a place to capture your subscriber list. And you can even segment your subscriber list into different lists as it gets larger. So you got to decide on a platform. Number 6, you have to decide on a design format. So you got to choose a template of what your newsletter is going to look like. Are you going to have a section of text? Are you going to have a lot of photos? Are you going to have videos? Are you going to have a lot of backlinks, affiliate links? You have to think about what it is of your newsletter is going to include. Number 7, you want to have a content outline plan. You want to make it consistent every time it comes out. This makes it easy for you to collect and develop the content that you're going to use over time if you have a consistent format. In my newsletter, I have a section that starts off with an insight, a little short paragraph that I call the Muse of the brand Muse. And then I have a little section of 3 or 4 links for resources that I think are really fantastic. Then I generally have a link to a recommended article. I have a link to a video of mine that I want to feature. And then I have a quote of the week, which I think is just very inspirational and I like to share with people. So I have a very specific format to my newsletter, and the fact that I keep it the same every single time makes it easy for me to collect content and ideas to populate them as they come out, and also to build them on a very regular and scheduled basis. Number 8, you want to develop a publishing calendar. You have to figure out how often you're going to publish your newsletter. Is it going to be every day, every week, every 2 weeks, every month? So you want to establish a calendar and then stick to it consistently. And I would say and suggest that when you just start off, you may think, oh, I'm going to put one out every week or every 3 days. Be careful about how much you commit to, because you want to stick to your commitment, and it's always easier to increase the frequency, and it's always worse to decrease the frequency. So start off with something that's comfortable, get a feel for it, improve your technique and your abilities, and then increase how often you put it out over time. But you need a publishing calendar. Number 9, you need an email list. So where's that email list that you send out that first newsletter to going to come from? Well, you can go through your address book and collect family and friends. You can find connections on LinkedIn or on Facebook, people from work or school that you're connected with, professional contacts. Sending out that first newsletter, the best thing to do is to ask all the people that you send it to share it with as many people as possible. And make sure there are links in it to go back to sign up for your email list. And that's one way for it to grow. Number 10 is you have to have that first idea. So you have to start thinking about what it is that you're going to share that's going to be of value to your customer or your client or your audience. So you have to come up with that first idea that's going to populate that first newsletter to get it out there. And that's always nerve-wracking, but you can do it. Number 11 is starting. Just like number 1, kind of making the decision to do it is a big thing. So sending out that very first newsletter is anxiety-producing. And on MailChimp, when you press that send button, they actually have a little animation of a gorilla's finger that's going to press a red button, and that gorilla is obviously sweating. And I tell you, when you send out your first newsletter, that's exactly how you feel. But don't let the fear of failure and perfectionism prevent you from putting yourself out there, because by putting yourself out there, you're going to establish yourself as a thought leader and a presence in the area of your expertise. And how do you keep it going? You'd keep it going by setting a specific calendar for yourself and staying consistent and committed to putting it out on a regular basis. And that's the way you're going to improve. And number 12, capture ideas. Because you're going to be putting this thing out on a regular basis, you got to make sure you have a collection of ideas always at the ready of things that you can put in your newsletter. I personally keep a Google spreadsheet of ideas that whenever I come up with an idea, I just type it in the spreadsheet and capture it. And I've got, a couple hundred ideas in there now. Some of them have been given me by viewers like you. Other people who respond to my emails and say, this would be a great idea for a brand muse. Capture every idea that comes to your mind. And that way you'll always have a repository of things that you can put in your newsletter. And again, it's a great way to kind of flex that creative muscle. So I hope you enjoyed this video on 12 steps to starting a newsletter. And if you did, hit subscribe below so you can see my videos when they come out. And visit me at my website, philipvandusen.com, and shoot me a note. I'd love to interact with you on your brand, hear about your creative successes and challenges. And while you're there, subscribe to my newsletter, Brand Muse. It comes out every 2 weeks, and I share insights and trends and resources in graphic design and entrepreneurship. And with that, thanks again for watching, and bye for now.